Welcome back. We got a little bit of an update. It's a sad update, but it's an update. So after part 3, here and I washed the car, took it for a drive. Everything was good. Oil pressure's awesome. 55 to 60 cold, warm 40. You know, if you're beating on it, it's warm out. It was like 35 to 38, and that's with 530 oil, whereas before I had 550. So big improvement. Really happy with it. Driving it around for a couple of days. Just trying to get it broke in a bit before I did my next video of the oil pressure and checking all that stuff out. And I started getting a little bit of smoke at idle, and I suspect it's probably the turbo. I think the journal thrust bearing in the turbo is worn from the other motor having lack of oil pressure. There is a little bit of up and down play in the shaft, which some is normal, but there's also in and out play, which is not normal. I stuck a bore scope up through the back side of the turbo, and I could see weepage on the back side, so I'm assuming it's leaking down through the backside turbine seal. We now have it apart, and I'll show you that. So we've got the turbo apart, and as you can see here, there is oil on the back side here, and there's oil on the back side on this where it meets on this side of the housing. So oil is definitely getting in somewhere on this side. Now I'll show you some video of checking out the intake, or the exhaust side, sorry, and there's no oil coming from the engine. So that's it's definitely dry inside the header and wet inside here. So I'm gonna have the turbo checked out, and then we'll get it back installed, and we'll continue on with the video. And until then, I'll see you. All right, so what we have here is Smokeys turbo. Now, Smokeys turbo is just an eBay turbo, but we're gonna put it on so we can drive them in the meantime until we figure out the other one. So let's get it on and see if it works. The flex joint's a little bit close to the firewall, so that's probably going to rattle, but we'll see. Okay, there you have it. We've got Smokeys turbo installed on Turbo Rustang now, and we're gonna give it a try. We'll fire it up and see if we're good or not. Well, good morning. Welcome back to Built by Bo. Today we're finally going to get the test of the oil pressure and a first test drive after the new motor. We do have the Amazon/eBay cheap turbo on right now. That's all we have. I'm waiting to hear back from the manufacturer, but on the other turbo, but it sounds like not good news. Probably the lack of oil pressure from the other motor did hurt that turbo as suspected. So right now, cold with 530, I have 55 pounds of oil pressure. Okay, so we're currently up to temperature, cruising at 2,500 RPM, 60 pounds oil pressure, hot. Okay, so after 15 minutes of driving, we're up to 175 degrees, so pretty much operating temperature for this car. I'm sitting at 45 PSI at idle right now, which is awesome because before I would have 10 or less. Okay, so after beating on it pretty hard for a few minutes, I still have 35 pounds of oil pressure, which is really good. All right, we're back from our road test. Still have awesome oil pressure. So now, just gotta figure out the Garrett Turbo, get the Garrett Turbo put on, get some miles broke into this thing. We can get out and do some burnouts. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you like to watch, and I'll see you next time.